rise for the academic procession to begin.
Mr. Ben Ong, a member of the graduating class, along with the CQT Quartet, will perform O Canada. Thank you, gentlemen. Please be seated. I declare the October 2007 Convocation assembled for the granting of degrees. Mr. President, members of the Board of Governors and Senate, faculty, honored guests, graduates, and friends. My name is Brant Louie, and I am the Chancellor of this university. This is our 42nd annual Convocation, and we are delighted and honored to have in attendance today a number of distinguished guests on the platform and in the audience. A special welcome is given to Dr. Nancy McKinstry, Chair of our Board of Governors. Special welcomes are also given to Mr. Harry Bloy, MLA for Burquitlam, Mr. John Yap, MLA for Richmond Stevenson, and Dr. Hal Weinberg, the Mayor of Anmore. I am pleased also to welcome our audience from around the world joining us via the internet. Welcome all. This afternoon, an honorary doctorate of science will be conferred on Ray Hyman. Honored guests, graduates and families, friends of the university, faculty and staff. It is my great honor and privilege to welcome you to Simon Fraser University's Fall 2007 Convocation ceremony, and to join you, your family, friends, and members of our faculty who have supported and encouraged you on this important journey in celebration of this significant achievement and milestone. As you stand here today on the threshold of your future, shoulder to shoulder with your fellow graduates, this Convocation ceremony joins you to a proud tradition and history. It connects you not only to the past, but also to the generations of students still to come. Today we celebrate this important achievement, and we also look forward to your futures and the opportunities that have been made possible by your commitment and hard work. When you selected Simon Fraser University, you chose to belong to a proud, unique institution, This university set out to be different from the very beginning. In fact, it was born to be different. From its very start, Simon Fraser University defied conventional wisdom. They said it couldn't be done, but it took only 30 months for us to evolve from the original bold new idea of creating an innovative campus to the reality of an almost finished academic quad with only 2 sides and 2,500 chartered students. You see, Simon Fraser University has never been a follower of conventional wisdom. We're leaders and pioneers. We're innovators and creators of new knowledge and new experience, which is why that small instant university has grown to more than 26,000 students, more than 900 faculty, and more than 96,000 alumni worldwide. Our university is host to some of the world's brightest minds who are constantly pushing the boundaries of knowledge. The Simon Fraser students who have stood where you stand today, participating in this same ceremony, are today helping the world to cope with shifting economies, battling climate change, and resolving global health issues. Today, you join our university's nearly 100,000 alumni as our ambassadors. You join our network of graduates who are inspiring youth, inventing world firsts, awakening social consciousness, and leading companies worldwide. As you face the future, some of you may be concerned about the many seemingly insurmountable challenges that lie ahead for your generation. Global warming, depleting energy resources, expanding technology, unstable world politics, global pandemics, government debt, the AIDS crisis in Africa, and the increase in global terrorism. We are inundated with headlines, commentary, and predictions about the future that can be terrifying. And yet, if we look to our history, we will find that every generation has had to face similar challenges and similar fears. I graduated in the 1960s, the same decade this university was first founded. In the 60s, we experienced Vietnam, the Cold War, the fear of nuclear Armageddon, and the assassination of some of the most inspiring leaders of our times, John Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X. It was a turbulent time, and the challenges facing young people looking to shape their future could understandably seem overwhelming. But the 60s also gave us space travel, the human heart transplants, civil rights, and rock and roll. It gave us the ocular implant, the automatic bank teller, and the LED. It was a time of reinvention and rebirth. It was an era where an entire generation found a new voice. It was in many ways a watershed decade for our social and cultural evolution. It has been said that brilliant opportunities are often cleverly disguised as insolvable problems. But we live in interesting times, and many of the challenges facing your generation appear to be unsolvable problems. But within these problems lie those brilliant opportunities to which we will all aspire. An example of this can be seen in the upcoming U.S. presidential elections. Next year, our American neighbors go to the polls. The ballots they cast will reflect their issues, concerns, hopes, and fears. Their vote will be influenced by the war in the Middle East, the economy, the educational system, health care, elder care, the environment, the same issues that influence the outcome of our elections here in Canada. But these elections promise to be different from anything we've experienced before. You see, their last election was in 2004, and in 2004, YouTube did not exist. From its start in January of 2005, YouTube grew from 0 to millions of visitors per month within months. And as it grew, the apparently unlimitless power of this video sharing website became evident. For politicians, this was not good news. On YouTube, political blunders and gaffes go viral in minutes, often with the addition of a catchy soundtrack or satirical commentary. and reaching millions of people. This presented a seemingly insurmountable problem for politicians and also a brilliant opportunity. Today, most candidates have recognized this opportunity and embraced the YouTube phenomena and are using it to hold polls, ask for input on campaign platforms, and make announcements. Last month, thousands of Americans uploaded video questions for CNN's candidates debate, some of which were played as questions directly to the candidates. YouTube is reaching the people, especially the younger people, and has sparked an exchange of ideas and opinions that may well save the democratic process from the increasing apathy of disengaged electorate. Winston Churchill once said, "The optimist sees opportunity in every danger. The pessimist sees danger in every opportunity." The ability to rise to the opportunity you encounter rests not only in optimism, but being prepared. You stand here today because you have prepared yourself for the future. You have invested in learning and honing your experience so that you can take full advantage of the opportunities that lie ahead. You will leverage the experience and the learning you've had at Simon Fraser University and use it to help us build on our reputation and innovation pioneering and excellence. In closing, I'd like to leave you with the words of Orazan Marden, scholar and author, who said, "The golden opportunity you are seeking is in yourself. It is not in your environment. It is not in luck or chance or even in the help of others. It is inside yourself alone." We look forward to adding your achievements and success to our already robust reputation. Congratulations and thank you. I now call on the president of our university, Dr. Michael Stevenson.
Mr. Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to add my warm welcome on this chilly fall afternoon. I hope that the standard issue SFU blanket will keep you warm, as will the emotional warmth of this great occasion. Members of the graduating class, because of the weather and the threat of rain, I'm not going to subject you to one last lecture at SFU. In fact, I'm going to dispense with my prepared remarks on this occasion, and if you feel shortchanged, you can look them up on my website next week. I'm going to say only that you are graduating today from one of the top handful of Canadian universities, and that you are very privileged to do so. I say that SFU ranks among the handful of top universities in this country because our students, like you, rank among the best high school graduates entering university, and because our faculty have amongst the highest success rates in the competition for research grants and in the receipt of national and international awards. So you have much to be proud of today. We congratulate you on your achievements at SFU. We thank you for helping to build the legacy of excellence at this university. And on behalf of us all at SFU, our best wishes for your future success and happiness. Congratulations to you all.
The honorary degree will now be conferred. Mr. President, will you please present Dr. Hyman?
Mr. Chancellor, in every field of inquiry, there are those who, by virtue of intellect and daring advance their discipline and inspire others to follow in their footsteps. Professor Emeritus Ray Hyman is such an individual, and we honor him today not only for his path-breaking contributions to psychology, but also for his courageous advocacy of unfettered skeptical inquiry. After completing his PhD in experimental psychology at Johns Hopkins University, Ray Hyman published his classic paper showing that human choice reaction time is related to the information content of an incoming signal. Now called the Hick-Hyman Law, This discovery, together with Dr. Hyman's other early research, laid the groundwork for the shift from behavioral psychology to the modern era of cognitive psychology. Subsequently, as an assistant professor of psychology at Harvard University, and then as professor of psychology at the University of Oregon, Dr. Hyman continued to expand the boundaries of his discipline in several areas, including pattern recognition, perception, and problem-solving creativity. He has also published extensively on the psychology of deception and is credited as the founder of this subdiscipline in psychology. Ray Hyman's reputation extends well beyond the halls of academe, for he is that rare scholar who manages to entertain as he enlightens. He has published several notable books and more than 200 scholarly articles. An accomplished stage magician and creator of magical effects, he has combined these unique gifts, together with his training in mathematics and statistics, to become the preeminent academic critic of parapsychology. Through his writing and television appearances, he dissects paranormal claims with Socratic precision, but does so with such courtesy and humility that he has earned the admiration and trust of both parapsychologists and skeptics. He has received many significant honors, including a Fulbright Fellowship and a fellowship at the Center for Advanced Study in the Behavioral Sciences at Stanford University. In recognition of his stellar achievements, he was asked to serve on the United States National Research Council's Committee on Techniques for the Enhancement of Human Performance, to which he made lasting contributions. In 2000, the Committee for the Scientific Investigation of Claims of the Paranormal voted Ray Hyman to be one of the 10 outstanding skeptics of the 20th century. In 2003, the Committee for Skeptical Inquiry presented him with its In Praise of Reason Award. Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of this university, I now ask that you confer on Ray Hyman the degree Doctor of Science honoris causa.
Ray Hyman, by virtue of the authority vested in me and in the Senate of this university, I hereby admit you to the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa. Dr. Hyman will be hooded by Dr. John Waterhouse, Vice President, Academic.
It is with pleasure that I now call on Dr. Ray Hyman for his convocation address. Dr. Hyman?
Your generation, as you know, faces many challenges. Global warming, great differences between have and have-nots, and many other challenges, including some that we don't even know about yet. You have the greatest chance of meeting these challenges if you get your facts right in the first place. It's amazing how much goes on in our world and people trying to solve problems when they don't know what they're trying to solve. They don't know what the facts are. We've had a very unfortunate situation in the United States where our government went to war without getting its facts straight. This is a problem of leaping before you look. And what I like to urge, of course, is that we look before we leap. Let me give you one example from my own experience, and there's lots and lots of examples to choose from. In 1972, I got a call from Colonel Austin Kibler. Colonel Kibler, at that time, was acting head of the Advanced Projects Research Agency of the Defense Department. That is the futuristic Buck Rogers part of the Defense Department, set up by President Kennedy. What Colonel Kibler wanted me to do was to stop what I was doing, which was grading papers, and go immediately to the Stanford Research Institute to look at a psychic, an alleged psychic, that they were studying there. He was aware that I was skeptical, but he told me he was also sending a parapsychologist from the University of Virginia to look at this gentleman as well. The thinking was that if this gentleman really was a psychic, it would take a parapsychologist to see it. If he were, in fact, a fraud, it would take someone like me to see it. It turned out, of course, that the parapsychologist saw a psychic, and I reported back that I saw only a charismatic fraud. But to get me to go there, Colonel Kibler told me also on the same phone call, he told me that, look, I know you're skeptical, I know you don't waste your time on an ordinary psychic, as he called it, but this man is more than just an ordinary psychic. He can do whatever other psychics can do, but he can do more. And he gave me one example just to whet my appetite. He said, in a room full of scientists, Geller asked someone to borrow a ring. He said, I don't want to touch it. He had the ring placed on the middle of a table in the room. He had everyone, including himself, step back from the table, and Geller concentrated, and the ring stood on and split and shaped itself into a letter S. It was a good story. When I got to Stanford Research Institute, I met Geller, and he did his tricks. The scientists there wanted to tell me all kinds of stories about what he could do, but I was interested in this ring. And I wanted to know who had seen it, was there any record of it, and so on. But they kept trying to talk about other things. They kept putting me off and saying, oh, I asked, for example, can he bend it? Did he bend it without touching it? And they told me, oh, he can do it either way. He can bend things by touching it, or he can bend things without touching it. Well, to make a long story short, as I pressed them on and on and on, it turned out that none of the scientists there had ever witnessed Geller bending anything without getting his hands on it first. And typically, from what I could figure out, he not only had his hands on it, but he was able to disappear into the bathroom for a while, something that's often called urinalysis, I guess, and then come back with the bent object. And he would always apologize, apparently, and say, look, I'm sorry that I had to hold it, but usually I do it without touching it. They simply took his word for it. And here's a case, again, where people leapt before they looked. So the important message here is, and what we're talking about is a theme all of you may know of as garbage in, garbage out. If you're going to have any chance at all to solve any problem, first make sure your facts are correct. And my hope for all of you is that when you face all these big challenges in the future, that you will look before you leap. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hyman. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of the graduation ceremony, the alumni are presented with an Alumni Association Pin as they leave the stage. And today, they will be presented that pin by Ms. Anita Bloy, who graduated from SFU with an honors degree in psychology in 1988 and completed a Master of Arts in counseling psychology in 2002. She is today a registered clinical counselor and leads a firm, Counseling Works. She currently serves as a director on the SFU Alumni Association Board, and I invite Ms. Bloy to the podium to bring greetings to the graduates. Ms. Bloy?
Hello. On behalf of the Alumni Association, it is my privilege and my pleasure to congratulate you on your graduation. Today, as you begin your lives as members of the alumni community, you are joining over 96,000 SFU graduates worldwide. As you cross the stage, I will present you with your own alumni pin, and I encourage you to wear it with pride, to remember your accomplishments and your status as an alumni. Wherever life takes you in the future, we hope that you will keep the SFU spirit alive and well, and that you will stay connected to your alma mater and to your fellow alumni. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bloy. Before the graduates are presented individually to the Chancellor, Ms. Brittany Nielsen, I beg your pardon, a member of the graduating class, will address Convocation. Ms. Nielsen is receiving an honors degree in computing science this afternoon. As an undergraduate, she was active in the Women in Computing Science group and in SFU Quiz Bowl. She is now pursuing a master's in computing science in the area of data mining and was recently awarded the prestigious NSERC Canada Graduate Scholarship. I am now pleased to call upon Ms. Brittany Nielsen. Ms. Nielsen?
Mr. Chancellor, fellow graduates, distinguished guests, friends, and family, today marks the culmination of years of effort for my fellow students and I to have the privilege to cross this stage and receive a university degree is a true honor. I started at this university with a love of science and little direction in my studies. I came in as a biology major because I had a wonderful biology teacher who really made the field come alive for me. I quickly found out that at SFU, what I thought was biology was really molecular biology and biochemistry, so I changed my program. I was eager to get first-hand experience in this field, and through SFU Co-op, I was able to do co-op at a company working towards a better cancer cure. Now, co-op is good at letting you find out what you love and what you don't. In short, for those of you graduating today with a degree in a laboratory science, congratulations. Your tenacity in the lab far exceeds mine. My university education has been a winding path that has ultimately delivered me to a field that I love and enjoy, computing science. I believe that we are lucky in receiving this education, becoming some of the select few in the world given the opportunity to pursue our dreams. At the age of 42, my mother was the first person in my family's history to receive a university degree. She managed to complete her degree despite being a single parent and having 2 kids at home. Today, at the age of 21, I am proud to join my mother and siblings as university graduates. The importance of education she instilled in my siblings and I shall remain in me as I continue on the path of a lifelong student, a path we all shall continue past this point. It is with great honor that from this day on, we call ourselves alumni of SFU. This institution has been our home for the past 2, 4, or even for some of you I know graduating today, 7 years. We have all been here long enough to form our own opinion on what the architecture means to us, particularly on days when it's raining. We have learned, we have lived, and we have laughed within these walls. Now, going forward, we will not forget the lessons learned and the lasting friendships formed here. Now, I'd like to draw your attention to an issue close to my heart. Although overall women have become more common in university classrooms than men, there remain areas where we form a small minority. In computing science at the undergraduate level, only 1 in 7 students is a woman. Many girls do not even consider technical professions as a career option. I was one of them. I never considered that as a girl I would become a computing scientist. It is only through fortune and fate that I have been lucky enough to come across this field and find that I love it. For those of you graduating today, consider yourselves to be role models for those who come after. It is our job to encourage those younger than us to challenge traditional boundaries and break the stereotypes associated with our professions. Finally, after 4 years, I'll cross the stage with you. The privilege of a university education does not come easily to most. We have all had long nights, moments of doubt, personal failures, and sacrifices made to reach this point. As we move into the next phase, the next career, the next degree, the next step, we must actively strive to honor the sacrifices made to reach this point. But it doesn't end there. The process doesn't end with receiving our degrees. This is just the beginning of a lifelong process of learning, gaining experience, and contributing to our communities. If my university degree has taught me anything, it is that it is within our power to fight ignorance, seek new knowledge, and change the world. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2007.
Thank you, Ms. Nielsen. The members of the graduating class will now be presented to the Chancellor to be admitted en masse to their degrees. Will the graduates please rise? Mr. Chancellor, I present to you these scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University and request that you confer upon each one the degree for which he or she is now recommended.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the Senate of this university, I hereby admit you to your various and several degrees. Will the graduates please be seated?
Ladies and gentlemen, the members of the graduating class will now be presented individually to the Chancellor. But first, just a few requests as we get underway. Would you please refrain from applauding the individual members of the graduating class until each group of degrees has been conferred? This does not forbid spontaneous expressions of enthusiasm. As a courtesy to others, please remain seated until the conclusion of the ceremony, and will the graduates please return to your seats following receipt of your degrees. The degrees in the Faculty of Applied Sciences and the Faculty of Science will now be conferred. Mr. Chancellor, the Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. John Driver, will announce the names of the candidates for graduate degrees.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. The candidates will be hooded by Dr. Wade Parkhouse, Associate Dean of the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Dr. Serhat Erkachuk, Engineering Science, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Dong In Kim. Dr. Zhengjian Hu, School of Computing Science, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Petra Berenbrink. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the Faculty of Science. The candidates will be hooded by Dr. Mike Plischke, Dean of the Faculty of Science. Dr. Laurie Ainsworth, Statistics and Actuarial Science, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Charmaine Dean. Dr. Vinay Troitun, Department of Chemistry, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Bennett. Dr. William Shao, Department of Molecular Biology and Biochemistry, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Brinkman. Dr. Cheng Yong Lau, Department of Biological Sciences, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Nicholson. Dr. Jason Nielsen, Statistics and Actuarial Science, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Charmaine Dean. Dr. Ben Ong, Department of Mathematics, Senior Supervisors, Dr. Ruth and Dr. Russell. Dr. Andrea Pomeroy, Biological Sciences, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Ron Eidenberg. Dr. Hiramati Samachetti, Department of Chemistry, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Neil Brander. Dr. Keith Tierney, Department of Biological Sciences, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Chris Kennedy. Dr. Wai-Min Zhu, Department of Chemistry, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Ye. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Applied Science in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Michael Adachi. Vadim Antonchek. Harry Chen. Wayne Chen. Sunjaya Jaja. Seema Jaffa. Kurosh Khosraviani. Savio Lau. Edward Liu. Modupe Omueti. Bo Wu. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Lorna Boschman. Milena Dromeva, Anne McCulloch, Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Resource Management in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Hilary Dunn, and Christina Karecki. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Caitlin Akai, Sidan Cheng, Chinyi Eddie Ho, Christopher Johnson, Amit Kanwal, Puya Karimin, Mitsuhiro Komba, George Ma, Ryan Metcalf, Jagdeep Punian, Lenny Chiu Kit Tang, Chris Thachuk, Ling Yi Tseng, Susan Villacroze, Zinho Zheng, Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidate for the degree of Master of Arts in our Interdisciplinary Special Arrangements program in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Cesar Castro, Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Applied Science in Interactive Arts in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Ben Ling, Gilly Ma, Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in the Faculty of Science. Jackie Chu, Philip Grant, Shannon Henderson, Thomas Humphreys, Catherine Jackson, Christine Kwiatkowski, Bortsumer Tolui Sanani, Melissa Trapp. Emily Wagner. Hong Chun Zhao.
Mr. Chancellor, the Associate Dean of the Faculty of Applied Sciences, Dr. Wade Parkhouse, will announce the names of the candidates for undergraduate degrees in his faculty.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Applied Science in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Agyar Daniel. Richard Chan. Gina Chang. Wai Ting Chen. Tilson Chung. Brian Dickey. Raul Fernandez. Ji Jing Ji. Christian Lee. Howard Lee. Jason Lee. Herman Leung. Atai Naimi. Kenny Pack. Joshna Rao. Derek Sahota. David Shen. Albert Su. Ali Tahiri. Dmitry Tatsiak. Bo Wang. Stephen Wong. Li Zhu. Dong Zhang. Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Chung Sang Young. Megan Carson. Catherine Chan. Paige Chan. Joseph Chu. Holly Chung. Ricky Cheng. Jackie Chang. Emily Choi. Cherry Chu. Adeline Cupino. Amelin De Vera. Peter Doniak. Catherine Faulkner. Christine Fernandez. Danielle Fong. Daniel Fung. Nicole Galachi. Shanti Hadiatomo. Lily Ho. Yazin Jinnah. Christina Johnson, Flora Cam, Sol Cantola, David King, Mark Kuzuma Judah, Kenneth Kwok, Crystal Kwan, Jennifer Laidlaw, Tony Lamb, Jennifer Lagan, Claudia Lau, Dino Laurel, Amanda Lee, Helen Lee, Kenneth Lee, Tiffany Leung, Tommy Leung, Abe Lowe, Michelle Liu, Lindsay Lougheed, Alex Ma, Trevor MacArthur, Christine Morning Smith, Kennard Ning, Stephanie Ning, Daryl Ojensky, C. Kent Pang, Donna Mi Ling Park, Kevin Pat Fong, Irene Fan, Jordan Pierce, Nathaniel Powell, Jeanette Rawson, Jamie Richards, Kendra Riley, Andrew Seminari, Xiaoli Sheng, Isar Joji, Aman Singh, Chad So, Christina Sapraprena, Graham Stockdale, Judy Swens, Caitlin Trent, P. Zhang, Denise Filipana, Tongyun Wang, Sierra Watt, Kevin Williams, Corelli Wong, Danny Wong, Jacqueline Wong, Philip Wong, Ryan Yee, Tina Yin, Rosalind Young, John Yun, Wilson Young, Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree Bachelor of General Studies in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Melissa Carr, Manu Singh, Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Farbad Abitin, Rujun B, Frederick Burton, Bei Kai, Xiao Cheng, Kingsley Cheung, Damon Chitsaz, Andy Chu, Wing Chum, Luke Sisa, Andrew Davenport, Gustavo Frigo, Ryan Gregg, Jeremy Holman, Viren Kumar, Ari Kusnadi, Gary Lee, Daniel Leslie, Yang Li, Chinmi Liu, Owen Lowe, Wilson Luck, Jung Moon, Prayawara Ning, Tan Ying Nugent, Brittany Nielsen, Shu Queen, Ash Rajib, Mark Roth, Claudia Schmuck, Satya Sadhu, Pele Wang, Kapo Wong, Yevon Wu, Angus Wu, Alex Yang, Simon Yip, Jeffrey Zinger, Dumo Zhang, Yun Zhao, Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree, Bachelor of Science, Information Technology in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Krololis Emil Abdil Syed, Chin Hung Chi, Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, Interactive Arts in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Joel Borala, Mark Chuang, James Cochran, Amir Mogahavdam, Lindsay Thompson, Andrew Wu, Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science Kinesiology in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Bonnie Chow, Andrew Corzala, Mark Costells, Kai Chi Chua, Felicia Colham, Preet Paul Dote, Sarah Eckert, Phi Hilda Hing Yin, Cam Ying Feng, Cindy Ju, Kathy Zhang, Nolene Look, Mina Lowe, Lindsay McCaw, Nadine McNaught, Roshi Mofida, Ryan Nose, Paul Naudakowski, Cheryl Pornomono,
Mr. Chancellor, the Dean of the Faculty of Science, Dr. Michael Plischke, will announce the names of the candidates for undergraduate degrees in his faculty.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honour of presenting the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in the Faculty of Science. Venus Agelnayad, Charlene Allard, Berhala Balasubramaniam, Chris Barzan, Antoinette Bernales, Ritu Bhatti, Romal Kanlas, Brian Chan, Leo Cheng, Louis Cheng, William Chow, Eugene Chu, Shuyi Chua, Carol Ann Coe, Ashley Cooper, Preet Kudail, Joshua Rosario, Amy Dick, April Dolap, Cesar Escobar, Samantha Fung, Stephen Gadadi, Faisal Haddad, Matthew Hay, Paul Hebert, Tricia Hepfner, Dylan Hoare, Brian Hook, Dennis Shaw, Judy Zhu, Minhui Wang, Kelly Yunsun Ji, Adam Kaiser, Puyan Khalili, James Kusaka, Tommy Yingluong Kwok, Larry Lai, Yuk Lai, Lillian Lam, Jenny Lau, David Lee, Jiwa Lee, Joanne Lee, Gordon Lee, Manwai Victor Lee, Shuk Lee, Shuyao Lee, Tim Lee, Denny Lin, Pauling Lin, Justin Low, Bon Kam Pong Lui, Andrea Mainella, Lindsay McCrae, Emily Moiser, Zayed Mohammed, Jiwoo Byung, Irene Ng, Iwana Owala, Hayon Park, Daphne Scaramangas, David Shen, Sean Sluggett, Andy Song, Jennifer Subek, Dara Sutherland, Ren Tang, Yatin Edmund Tang, Chiwei Tseng, Lisa Wang, Ming Wang, Deirdre Wolf, Tanya Wood, Maria Wu, Evelyn Xia, Wei Xiao, Lin Shi, Doris Yao, Eric Yi, Chen Chi Ye, Alex Jung, Juliana Jung, Zhuo Zheng, Yan Zheng,
Will the graduating class please rise? I congratulate each of you on the completion of your degrees, which is an impressive achievement, and I ask your friends and family to join me in applauding the graduating class of 2007. And now I invite you, the members of the graduating class, to reciprocate by applauding your friends and family, faculty and staff, all who have helped you achieve this goal. Thank you. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, this completes the formal awarding of degrees. Some candidates recommended by the Senate for degrees today are unable to be present, and their names have therefore not been read out. I now admit them to the appropriate degrees as shown on the program. I have several thank yous to express. First of all, to all of you for joining us on such a brisk, beautiful fall day, and to the many volunteer staff and faculty members coordinated by the Student Services and Ceremonies and Events offices who have worked so hard to run a smooth Convocation day. Also to members of our four-time world champion Simon Fraser University Pipe Band organization for their special contribution to Convocation. They will perform after the ceremony in Freedom Square, located directly behind the platform. This brings to a close the formal part of this afternoon's Convocation, and you are cordially all invited to attend a reception to be held in the James Douglas Room behind the platform on your right following the ceremonies. Would you now all please rise and remain standing at your places until the platform party has recessed?